Rainbow Dash really wants the next book of Daring Do, but she has to give the employee a trade to something. And most of this episode contains of Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy going to different places, but apparently the other employees want something from them as well. And until the very end of the episode, well, Rainbow Dash had to send Fluttershy away, but she had second thoughts in keeping Fluttershy at the end, so she had to give up the Daring Do book. But at the end of the episode, she gets a package which reveals another Daring Do book, which this episode ends, by the way. I really like this episode because of the relationship between Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash. It really shows that Rainbow Dash is full of loyalty and stuff. Their friendship just gets even more improved episode after episode. And to me, this episode is the most powerful, since she really gave up the book that she really wanted just because of her friend taking care of a dog that she has to go away. Something that I really love Rainbow Dash a lot. It really shows to me that she's full of loyalty and not much of a show-off most of the time. She does have some serious character moments. If she's just a very show-offy pony and not much of a serious and loyalty pony, then she will probably be the worst pony of the group. But the fact that the writers gave her development is just very amazing. As for the other two subplots, they're very minor. I mean, Twilight is just going through this princess stuff, which is really obvious, and Pinkie Pie jokes was a little too much in this episode, since Twilight is going through this situation with other ponies that they really want an autograph from her, because she's a princess now. As for Applejack and Rarity, no offense, but this wasn't really important to me, since they don't get to do their way, because obviously farmer, fashion people, farmer, fashion people. I just got nothing to say about this episode. The two subplots are really not that interesting to me, but the main plot of this episode is just very better than the other two subplots that they did in this episode. As for Spike, he really doesn't get much of a story. He's just going to place and that's it. This episode was okay with good moments. I did like the Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash plot, but the other subplots really not that good in my opinion. I know people found the subplots to be developed the one time, but most of the time it just doesn't work. I can understand Twilight's problems, but Rarity and Applejack really doesn't have anything in common in this episode. Other than just fighting, I want this, but I want the other stuff and blah blah blah. This episode gets a 5.8 out of 10. It could have been much better if the other subplots were more developed. I pretty much know that Twilight is going through these situations because she's a princess, but the other subplot really didn't do much for me. Anyway, I'll see you next time.